necropolitics is very much about getting to choose who lives and who dies. Because that's really the subtext underneath all of this. And in a place like America, with all of the wealth and abundance that we have, poverty is a policy choice. Hunger is a policy choice. Lack of medical care is a policy choice. And for most of this country's history, American politics has been about getting to choose who gets to live and who has to die. And there's a word for this. It's necropolitics, which is a social and political theory that was described by Achille Mbembe. And necropolitics is about how those in power use their position to decide who gets the resources for life and who are banished to what Mbembe calls death worlds, where people are intentionally deprived of the things they need to thrive, like Native Americans being driven onto reservations far from their ancestral lands, data centers being built in polluting black neighborhoods, or when the president willingly cuts food benefits for millions of starving Americans just for political gain. All those things don't necessarily kill people outright, but it deprives them of the resources they need to truly live, and creates a class of people that Mbembe calls the living dead. Not quite living, but instead slowly dying. And I should say that necropolitics isn't unique to America. It unfortunately exists everywhere, and is really driven by capitalism and white supremacy. Because necropolitics plays a very specific role. By restricting resources to some people and not others, it allows the ruling class to decide who is valuable in society and who isn't. And that creates false divisions among the working class. We end up fighting each other for scraps and pointing the blame at each other instead of the people at the top that continue to profit off this broken system. Necropolitics is a tool for distraction, for pitting us against each other, and for making us scared. Because when people are scared and thinking about the next meal on their table, they aren't organizing to resist. But thankfully, I think a lot of people are waking up to this dynamic. It's obvious that we don't want a politics based on death. We want a politics that promotes life for everyone and the planet. And that's why we're seeing a surge of popularity for populist and socialist ideas right now. And that's an opportunity that we have to capitalize on. So now is the time to start organizing locally and seizing power from below. Because if we want to see an end to necropolitics, we have to be the ones to make that happen. If you want to learn more about this concept and get access to other resources about exactly how to start organizing, then check out the latest issue of the Conscious Citizens Dispatch, where we talk about that and a lot more. You can get access to it for free at theconsciouscitizens.org. And if you want, you can also help us keep this all free by supporting this project for as little as $2 a month.